4th of September 1944, the 35th day of the Warsaw Uprising. And here in the old town, the Germans are continuing to mop up Polish soldiers and evacuate the civilians here. Now on Kiliński Street, where we are here, the Germans proceed to go into the hospitals and murder the patients with submachine guns, with grenades, and burning them alive. One nurse who survived, Janina Kwiatkowska, saw how a woman called Nina tried to wrestle the gun out of a German soldier's hand as he tried to shoot Nina's husband. The soldier pushed her away and shot both of them. Jerzy Chybowski tries to escape the hospital here in the Raciński Palace, but he's literally physically thrown by a German soldier back into one of the cellars and lands next to another soldier who's got both his legs in plaster casts. A little while later, two SS soldiers appear in the darkness and start shooting at them. The man next to Jerzy is hit in the head, and Jerzy is covered in his brains and his blood. The SS soldiers see that Jerzy is trying to feign that he's been killed, so they come a little closer and shoot him directly. They hit him in the face, in the shoulder, and the lungs. But they don't want to get any closer in case they hit themselves, so they go off to find somebody with a machine pistol to finish Jerzy off. On this very night, 74 years ago, Jerzy, covered in another man's brains and blood, and heavily injured himself, somehow finds the strength to crawl out of that cellar, through the darkness, to safety. To my left you can see the electrical power and heating plant, which in the early days of the Rising had fallen into Polish hands, and despite repeated attacks had continued in operation throughout the whole of August. On this day, the Germans finally recapture the electrical plant. For the rest of the uprising, the troops in the old town and the other districts of Warsaw are cut off from electricity. The munitions plants and the hospitals are no longer able to have lighting during the night. It's yet another blow which increases the misery for both soldiers and civilians throughout the Rising. Warsaw's riverside is one of the most enjoyable and beautiful places you can come to if you visit Warsaw. And it's on the 4th of September that the Germans start to pay a lot more attention to the districts which are beside the river, because they know that these are the points where the Soviets could try to come over the river when they finally arrive and make contact with the underground fighters. For the rest of September, German attention will increasingly focus on the Powiśle and Czerniaków districts, Sadyby, Mokotów and Żoliborz. They try and cut them off one by one. Thanks for watching this episode of 63 Days of Extraordinary Courage. Please tune in for tomorrow's episode at 5 p.m. Warsaw time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, using the hashtag 63days.